Are you healing from a mother wound? Are you still reeling from the effects of your childhood due to the impact that your mother had on your life? Do you still cry about how your mother treated you? Do you still feel pain physically when you think about your mother? Well, you've come to the right place. Let's have a look at some steps to stop the toxic generational trauma that your mother imparted on you. And I want you to think about this thoroughly. This is not a session to bash our mothers. This is not a session to vilify our parents. But we need to heal, and we need to make sure that what we do now doesn't repeat the cycle. First and foremost, I want you to start with compassion. Let us be compassionate to our mothers and let us not blame them. The mother wound is emotional pain that was caused by the needs that were not met. It is caused from neglect, from criticism, from control, comparison, and emotional absence that we wanted and we so badly yearned from our mothers. It is about understanding. Let us not attack them. Many mothers, let's remember that they parent from their own unhealed wounds. Have a look at your mother. Was she loved by her mother? Did she have the kind of love that would make her to be a better mother? Remember that the trauma that they have, they also inherited emotionally. And in most cases, it is not intentional. She may have think that she has done her best, but her best night has still hurt you. Let's identify the patterns. Let's identify the patterns to this toxic mothering. Do you still struggle with people pleasing? Are you a people pleaser? Do you believe that your value, your worth, is based on how you please people? Do you fear being abandoned? Are you scared that if I don't do what they want, they will leave me? Do you need constant approval? Do you not feel whole if you don't receive approval from other people? But at the same breath, are you hyper-independent? Do you suffer from feelings of not feeling enough? The problem is what we normalize in childhood, and what is normalized around our upbringing becomes what we tolerate in adulthood. It feels familiar, it feels safe, irrespective of how toxic it is. So you feel safety in the toxic environment, and you feel unsettled in peaceful, kind, loving environment. You are always hyper aware. And do not even think that the pain does not exist. Acknowledge its presence. Acknowledge the presence of the pain and be honest about the pain. I think that is what is most important. That sometimes we want to run away from the pain and act like we are not feeling pain. Let us be honest about the pain. Let us not minimize it. I hear a lot of people once they are older, they want to minimize the pain and claim, oh, it wasn't that bad. Yes, my mother beat me to a stupor, but look at me. I became a better person. That is still trauma. And also being emotionally neglected, that is trauma. You can still love your mother, for those of you who feel like they still want to genuinely love your mother, but you still have to admit that you were hurt. And it is okay to admit it and to be honest to yourself about the hurt that you felt and the hurt that you still feel today. Another thing that I need you to remember is that it is not your fault. You were a child, your mother was the parent. Your mother was the adult in this movie. It is not your fault. You had trauma, and what she went through with her mother is not your responsibility. You had absolutely nothing to do with it. You are responsible for your own healing now that you're an adult, not for fixing her. The trap that most of us with mother wounds fall onto is that we want to fix our mothers. You can break the cycle even though she never changes. And most of the time, toxic narcissistic people never heal and they never change. Remember that. You might not receive a I'm sorry. You might not receive any kind of apology that you want, that you feel you need. remember that they will not change and you need to heal yourself. The responsibility lies on you as the adult now. You're not being rebellious when you acknowledge what was done to you, your feelings, and wanting to heal yourself. You are empowering yourself. And that is the best thing you can do for yourself. Heal yourself, and that will make you more powerful. Don't forget to parent yourself. One thing that we forget as adults, especially those of us who then become parents ourselves, we don't parent ourselves. And that is a void that is consistently left in us, that without reparenting ourselves, healing will rarely happen. You need to reparent yourself. Be kind to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Validate your feelings. Your feelings are valid. They are always valid. Set boundaries and do not feel guilty about setting boundaries. Most of us, when we set boundaries, it will eat us up. I know I am one of those people. I will set a boundary and it will eat me up for years and years and years. And give yourself permission to rest. Being hyperactive is not good for your spirit, it's not good for your body, and it's not good for your soul. Protect your peace. Consistently remember that you are here also to experience the kind of peace that people who were loved experience in their lives. And protect it. And one thing also that you need to remember is ask yourself, as a child, were the things that I needed that I need to fix now as an adult? It is okay to fix the things that you wanted, that you needed as a child. I remember I used to have such a huge complex about dressing up. My mother was so narcissistic that she could not even care about your feelings as a child, not because she could not afford, but she would rather do the things that pleased her. So I would always be out and about, and I would always feel conscious about how badly dressed I am because I always had the oldest clothes. But what my mother wanted foundation, she was able to afford for herself. What we wanted, yes, those were not needs. We had the clothing we need, but there were times as a child, as a teenager, that you want something that looks nice, that you want something fashionable, even just one item. And I never demanded. I just want to make clear that I am not a demanding child. I've never been, even now as an adult, I am not a demander. But there were things that I wanted so badly. You know what I did when I became an adult? There's a pair of jeans that I always wanted. I made sure that I had them. There are some food items that I used to long for when I was a child that my mother would never buy, but she would buy the things that she wanted. And I also now make sure that whatever I used to wish for as a child, I do that for myself now as an adult. Let us forget also that we should emotionally regulate ourselves. One thing about some of us is we grew up with outbursts. Emotional outbursts, rage. The only emotion I know from my mother is anger, sadness, and rage. I don't know any positive emotion. I never learned positive emotion. I learned positive emotion the minute I left my home. So now I struggled with emotional outbursts and emotional shutting down, anxiety, and having attachment issues. I struggled with that. I only knew how to scream, how to shout, and how to be angry. And when times came when I would receive blessings and blessings from God, I struggled to accept it. I knew those were good things, but I struggled to accept them. And you know what helped? I went for therapy. Therapy was the best tool towards my healing journey. I did a lot of inner child work. I introspected, I reflected, and I tried to see where I have been unfair to my mother. I tried to deal with some emotions where I had to ask myself, am I being unfair? Now that I'm an adult, now that I have my own children, I ask myself, have I been unfair to my mother? And prayer and meditation have also helped. Prayer, fasting, and meditation have come a long way in helping me heal from my mother wound. And another thing that I cannot forget is that I have beautiful friendships. Oh, I love my friends so much. I have the best friends a girl can ever have. Another layer, I married a man who loves me, who was patient with all those emotions, who understood where all those emotions came from. And I love him even more for that, because if it was another man, you would have never been able to withstand the kind of trauma that I carried with me. And because he understood that he also has his own trauma that he has to deal with. But he has been so patient. And now he's reaping the rewards of that patience. I love him so much. I will do anything for my husband. He is one of the most wonderful human beings I've ever met in my life. And he has contributed significantly towards my healing journey. I live in a wonderfully loving, kind home that my kids also enjoy. And another thing is, I remember that I forgive my mother, irrespective of how I feel about the things that she has done. And she continues to do that up to today. She is still as toxic, she is still as narcissistic. But I forgive her because I have a feeling that she doesn't know any better and she is not capable of doing any better. And the reason I choose to forgive her, even though I don't want to be in her presence, I don't want to be around her, and I don't want her around my kids and or my families, because I understand that I need that for my own peace. I need that for my own peace, not to please her, not to be liked by my relatives or her relatives. I forgive her because I need to be peaceful, and I am leading a peaceful life. I am not pretending that nothing happened. I'm not pretending that I come from a loving home. And I am breaking the cycle of abuse. I am breaking the cycle of kids who are emotionally unsafe. I love my kids without manipulating them. I discipline them with love and kindness. And they know that when I discipline them, I am disciplining them from the place of love. And one thing that I do and that I'm very conscious of, especially when I'm dealing with my girl, is that I speak life into her. I speak positivity into her, even during the midst of punishment, even during the midst of rectifying some of the mistakes that she made, because she's a child. She will make mistakes. But she knows that when mama is correcting me, she's correcting me because she loves me, not because she is trying to make me into her. I'm not making my child into me. I want her to be a better version of herself so that she can be a better mother than I am being right now. And to all you ladies and men who have not been loved by your mothers, I want to tell you that you deserve better and you will be fine. Do the emotional work, do the emotional labor, and you will see that the sun shines on the other side. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again on This Win.